Ever had that nagging feeling that your stomach isn't quite right? You might have chalked it up to IBS, but what if it's something else? What if it's Giardia? Our bodies can be complex puzzles, sending us signals that are sometimes hard to interpret. When it comes to our gut health, the ambiguity can be even more challenging. For instance, Irritable Bowel Syndrome, or IBS, is a common condition that can cause symptoms like stomach pain, bloating, and diarrhea. On the other hand, there's Giardia, a less known but equally impactful gut infection in humans. Giardiasis, the disease caused by this microscopic parasite, can also lead to stomach bloating, diarrhea, and stomach pain. With such similar symptom profiles, it's no wonder these two conditions can be easily mixed up. So, how do you know if it's IBS or a Giardia infection? Let's delve into the details. Giardia, a tiny parasite, might be the culprit behind your stomach woes. But how does it get into your system, and what does it do once it's there? Giardia is a microscopic parasite that can live in the intestines of animals and humans. It's one of the most common causes of waterborne diseases in the United States. The infection, known as Giardiasis, spreads through the fecal-oral route. In other words, you can contract Giardiasis by ingesting contaminated food or water, or through direct contact with an infected person. Once inside your system, Giardia parasites attach themselves to the lining of your small intestine, interfering with your body's ability to absorb fats and carbohydrates from digested foods. This can lead to a range of gastrointestinal symptoms that can be quite distressing. Typically, a person infected with Giardia might experience stomach bloating, diarrhea, and stomach pain, among other symptoms. These are signs that your body is trying to get rid of the parasite. However, these symptoms can often be mistaken for another common gastrointestinal disorder, Irritable Bowel Syndrome, or IBS, which also causes similar discomforts. It's therefore essential to get a proper diagnosis if you're experiencing these symptoms. A stool test is the most common method to diagnose Giardia infection. It involves checking a sample of your stool under a microscope to look for the parasites. Giardia infection can be a serious issue if left untreated. But how does it differ from IBS? Irritable Bowel Syndrome, often abbreviated as IBS, is a chronic condition that primarily impacts the large intestine. It's a disorder characterized by a collection of symptoms that can range from mild to severe. These symptoms include abdominal pain, bloating, and altered bowel habits, such as constipation or diarrhea, or sometimes alternating between the two. What causes IBS is still somewhat of a mystery. While no specific cause has been identified, it's believed that a variety of factors may play a role. These can include abnormalities in the gastrointestinal nervous system, severe infection, inflammation in the intestines, and changes in the gut bacteria. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, those symptoms sound familiar. And you're right, the symptoms of IBS and Giardia infection can be quite similar, leading to confusion and misdiagnosis. Both can cause stomach bloating, diarrhea, and stomach pain. However, there are key differences. Remember, Giardia is a parasitic infection, while IBS is a chronic condition with no known cause. Another point of differentiation is the duration and pattern of symptoms. Giardia symptoms tend to appear suddenly and last for a few weeks, while IBS symptoms are usually long-term and come and go over time. The exact cause of IBS is unknown, but it's believed to be a result of sensitive nerves in the bowel, leading to pain, bloating, and changes in bowel habits. The symptoms of Giardiasis and IBS may appear similar, but they have distinctive characteristics. Giardia infection typically causes watery, sometimes smelly diarrhea, along with gas, stomach cramps, and nausea. The symptoms usually appear 1 to 3 weeks after exposure and can last up to 6 weeks or longer. IBS, however, is characterized by a group of symptoms that occur together, including repeated pain in your abdomen and changes in your bowel movements, which can be diarrhea, constipation, or both. When it comes to treatment, the differences are more apparent. Giardia infection in humans is usually treated with prescribed antiparasitic drugs to kill the parasite causing the infection. On the flip side, managing IBS often involves long-term lifestyle adjustments, like changes in diet and stress management. Medication may also be used to treat specific symptoms. To test for Giardia infection in humans, a stool sample is usually examined under a microscope for the presence of Giardia parasites. Sometimes multiple stool samples over several days are required to find the parasite. For IBS, since there's no definitive test, diagnosis is often based on symptoms. Your healthcare provider may run tests to rule out other conditions that cause similar symptoms. Understanding the differences between Giardia infection and IBS can help you seek the right treatment,